Hello everyone, this is a fucking video. This is a prediction for the Biffweed episode. You lot say hello.
Hi. You've seen me in like fucking how many of these videos? Yeah, I'm Phantom. I'm back because I like Apocalypse a lot, and I think Black Adam's cool.
Hi, I'm also back. I think you might remember me from Thor vs. Vegeta and Scarlet Witch vs. Zatanna, which were both this season.
And we're both definitely correct.
Those were fun.
And then we have
Hi.
a new person here.
Yeah, hello, I am Momo from the Death Battle Discord, just like Akio and Phantom. And this is my first time being on here. I haven't been on one of these before, but I'm here because it's a cool match, and I like Black Adam, and Apocalypse is also cool, so might as well.
I'll be honest, I knew eventually that he would get on one of these, but this is not the mashup that I expected would be his first go. I'm just being... I fully expected, like, Liu Kang versus the protagonist of Killer Instinct before this.
Fuck you.
Yeah, you didn't expect cape shit.
I mean, I probably should have. Frankly.
Alright. Anyways, this matchup is cool. And also, I think it's just now become ironically funny to me, thanks to Biffweed.
I even, like, unrelated to the bit, I like Black Adam. So,
I love Black Adam.
Black
I love
Adam's great.
Shazam in general. And,
well, Shazam isn't
is
Black
fun.
Adam.
Black Adam's fun. I just think I'm just an X-Men fan. They're like tied for my favorite superhero team.
I like both of these characters a good.
What is your favorite superhero team?
Either X-Men or Teen Titans.
So you're saying the X-Men are tied to your favorite superhero team when they are? So they're not really tied, are they? They just are.
It's X-Men and Teen Titans are like tied.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Mine are the Avengers.
Of course they are. Yeah, of course they are.
Yeah.
I'd probably agree. Yeah, I'd probably agree, actually.
Teen Titans goes hard. The show's awesome. Anyways, this matchup.
Fuck
I
Batman.
have not finished researching Apocalypse. So
Yeah, same.
my opinion
I'm still
may
doing
or
my
may
own
not
research.
change soon. My opinion may or may not change soon, so this is just like at the moment of recording, which is like September 3rd. My opinion
Fourth.
probably changes soon, but we'll see. I still have a lot more comics to go through.
Yeah, my opinion's also not solid for this one, but I'm pretty sure by the way these prediction videos go, I said Batman would win. He did not win. I said Scarlet Witch would win. She didn't win. So, hopefully, whoever...
That's a weird pattern, I'm not gonna lie.
And
Thor
then
won.
Thor won, and he's a lightning dude, and now we have another lightning dude, so...
I'm pretty sure that the Batman has lightning related stuff in his arsenal, and I'm 100% certain Scarlet Witch can create lightning too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Uh-oh.
I'm actually going to
Yeah,
go
no.
back to see if there's been any other predictions that Akil was on. Because it doesn't feel right that it's only been that many. Oh yeah, he told me that Doctor Doom would win against Lex Luthor. That was correct.
Yeah.
He wasn't on
in
the
that
prediction.
video.
He wasn't in it, but like, you know, he was correct. Big
That was
fucking
literally
shock.
the last time I was, like, confident with a Marvel vs. DC fight.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
that
I'm
was
sure,
the
but then I
last
just
time.
went, well, Doom is easier to sell a W, not gonna lie, was...
Magneto Tetsuo didn't have a proper
Oh yeah,
prediction.
for sure.
And, like,
Yeah,
before
better
that-
win cons.
Before that, it was, like, Batgirl versus Spider-Gwen, and I was just like... I don't even know, okay, I'm just gonna... I feel like Spider-Gwen's gonna win, because I wasn't, like, super into math. I was just like, it's a Batman character against a Spider-Man character. One has superpowers, the other doesn't. This seems...
Oh yeah, Akil told me that Hulk would beat Broly.
We all know how that turned out. We don't even need to go over it again. It's just
Yeah, we got
it's
the
historical.
we got the correct result, it's so base.
I guess
It's historical.
technically, I asked Akil for scans for Storm for that prediction. But I already knew everyone knew who was winning that. That was not even a question.
That was a funny prediction video. I like that one. That one's probably my favorite.
Thank you. I look forward to doing the stupid ones like that a lot.
You might get I don't even know. Is there another X-Men fight that's like stupidly one-sided?
Fuck him.
Cyclops
Cyclops versus Aizawa. Sure.
that would just be that would just be an image of Cyclops harming some herald, and then just the end. That's all I'd need for that.
It's
I'm
like
pretty sure.
Momoura have that one like.
He could do like Plastic Man versus Mr. Fantastic and just show like 3 scans of Plastic Man harming a herald or something.
That time I think he outsped Martian Manhunter once. He got pummeled by heralds a few times. Stuff like that. You know, of course, the red sussy bucket would be the winner.
Anyways, this fight we should probably talk about now. Momo, you go first. Go first.
All right.
I'm pretty sure The Rock's gonna be first in the thumbnail.
Yeah. That's probably how the order would go, I'd imagine.
I did off for a sec. That was really weird.
I mean, yeah, because like Black Adam's movie's coming out, while Apocalypse movie's already come out and was kind of shit as well.
Yeah, he's also just more popular.
I like the ideas they had for it.
I liked Quicksilver. I thought Magneto was done fine, but you know, they never missed with Magneto in the films.
Right.
I think it was cool to see Archangel at all. You know, given he was set up in the 3rd movie and then got erased from the timeline, some shit like that. Well, he died, I presume.
Archangel's cool.
What else did I like? Oh shit. Fuck. There was a Wolverine cameo, I think.
Wasn't that First Class?
No, First Class had the go fuck yourself one. I swear Wolverine had a cameo as Weapon X, in Apocalypse.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that movie was kind of shit, wasn't it?
Yeah. Where is Apocalypse from? Like, where does he originate? I know he doesn't originate in Egypt, like despite being associated with it, because he's not got an Egyptian name.
Let me check.
He's got like a Persian or an Iranian sort of name, I think.
Okay, so he was born in Egypt, but they never named him because he was just so fucking ugly.
Oh fuck! He's just Thanos.
So then he was let me see.
His name reminds me of like the sort of name
he was born in an Egyptian tribe, Aqaba, and then Sandstormers like slaughtered the entire citizen, but Apocalypse, like they found Apocalypse and he lived. And they just called him En-Sabanur, which means the morning light.
Baal named him En-Sabanur. I don't think that's what En-Sabanur translates to. It doesn't sound like an Egyptian name to me. Like it sounds like Iranian, like Hassan Isabah and Rashid ad-Din Sanan, like that sort of style of naming. It doesn't sound Egyptian to me.
Point is,
also I'm looking at this comic where it brings up that he has a ziggurat. Ziggurats aren't Egyptian. They're Mesopotamian. It's a good distance away.
He was born in Egypt. Like, what the fuck?
When was he born? Because like, if he had a ziggurat, he's got to be like 6,000 years old plus, roughly.
He was born like by the time of like 1986 or whatever.
Well, that's not very old.
1986, and he was born 5,000 years ago at that time.
Yeah, okay, he could have a ziggurat by then. He could have a ziggurat. Apparently, he goes by the name Ozymandias sometimes, which is the Greek name of Ramses II. Or Ramesses II, technically, I should say. Who's not 5,000 years old. He's 1,000 odd BC, I think. But like, I recall seeing a comic where there was a young Apocalypse called Ozymandias, which would imply that he's not really 5,000 years old. He's more like 3,000, 2,000, which is weird. But maybe Marvel just doesn't know what it's doing. That's always possible.
Marvel is stupid. I know Marvel has this weird thing where like 1 year, like 4 years IRL is like 1 year in Marvel or some shit like that.
Well, I know they don't give a shit because Spider-Man would be so old by now, but he's clearly not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Read Spider-Man Life Story. That's really good.
Anyway, Momo was meant to be saying
Black
something.
Adam scaling.
Yeah. We should probably start off with Black Adam, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can start off with stats and abilities, like whichever one. Do you have a preference, Nemesis?
I mean, stats have been talked about a ton. Get them over and done with.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So basically, as most people could figure, Black Adam is the arch nemesis to Shazam, and has basically fought him a ton of times. But he's actually done really well in these fights. Even going back all the way to pre-Crisis, he's matched Shazam along with the Marvel family, because it was called Captain Marvel back then. And he does this basically every time he shows up on screen. And he's done it in post-Crisis, he's done it in U-52. He's basically just consistently matching them. And it definitely extends beyond just Shazam and that range of like heralds, because he's definitely fought other heralds. He's fought Superman, he's matched him consistently, he's tanked blows from Superman. He's actually broken out of Kyle Rayner's constructs. He's taken on multiple teams of heralds, such as when he was like first introduced to the JSA. He was fighting multiple heralds at the same time. He was even keeping up with Jay Garrick Flash's speed, which is obviously pretty impressive because he's a Flash.
I feel like the issue with Jay is that at that point he's like super old. So from my understanding, he was super old at that time.
Yeah.
He wouldn't get like the fucking playing time feats, but he would just basically be blitzing.
No, yeah.
He would be blitzing other S tiers, and Adam kept up with that. So
he definitely wouldn't scale to stuff like say Barry and Wally like messing with the fabric of like the multiverse, because the thing with feats like that, they're usually done when like the Flashes are at their peak. Yeah, and like even in that same issue, Superman wasn't able to keep up with them. So it's like a pretty consistent thing that just some heralds can't match the Flash's like peak speed. But even disregarding that, he just scaled to a lot of impressive stuff, basically. Because there's just been basically the feats that everyone is like aware of, like Dragon Ball Shockwave type feats. Like everyone knows about.
Just be unique and say and mention Thawne was going to destroy the universe at one point.
Wait, what was that?
Remember in Goku Black vs. Flash, they mentioned how Thawne countered.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just do that. Yeah. And then there's fucking
Superman fighting another Superman and threatening several universes.
Does Shazam not have any? Shazam doesn't he have direct Universal stuff? Shazam at least that Adam could scale to.
I know
just for the sake of interest.
I know there's one feat where like he was gonna prevent the 7 magic clans from colliding. You could probably argue that's hacks, but it's like a different feat. It would basically be like 7 DC universes.
Yeah. I was just reading up on it. Basically, Shazam casts a spell which prevents the 7 magic lands from merging back together. So you could argue in some way or another that Black Adam could scale to that, even if it isn't like physically speaking.
I mean, it is magical, and like Adam's magic does scale to Shazam, so you just go.
Right. So
and it's just off topic, but you also have like Adam fucking bodying Martian Manhunter, which is just the tip of the iceberg, I think.
He's taken out like the Justice League on his own several times before, hasn't he? Like I've seen him be a team buster.
It's just a consistent thing for him. He's a threat to multiple teams.
I just thought this one was cool because he just said "fuck you" to the Mind Hacks and just bodied him with Shazam lightning.
Yeah.
And then there's
So
obviously like higher end feats you can push for like S tiers, like fucking. Isn't there like debatably multi plus feats or something?
Yeah,
um
a few.
yeah. From the top of my head, there's like a pre-crisis feat, like Superman like channeling enough energy to like destroy, I think, infinite timelines, or
It
like
was
no,
Yeah.
it was like
infinite timelines.
it was like what happened was that like one guy turned like he made all timelines disappear except for one, or he made sure that there was only one remaining timeline, and Superman countered that energy and brought back all the other remaining timelines. And then DC works on every world theorem or whatever, and so there's infinite timelines.
Yeah,
That
that
would be
feat's definitely a bit debatable. Like I've heard people go back and forth on it. But if you accept it, that'd definitely be multi plus at the very least.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
And
there's
then-
like the. Well, I mean, this one's a bit debatable, but like Anti-Monitor's armor and like Supergirl.
Right. You're right.
Yeah.
And,
During
and like
Crisis on Infinite.
Kai also harmed the armor, I think.
Yeah, and I think Supergirl more recently has like another multiversal feat. I'm not exactly 100% sure, but I
Let me
think
check. Let me check DMs that I found with someone who sent me the feat.
Yeah.
yeah, Supergirl has a lot of good stuff, but yeah, and if you use volume scaling, there's like plenty of infinite-sized universe statements, and if you don't, these are more direct multiversal feats.
You can probably debate this
Yeah.
one, but like Lori Morning, is she like the Superman tier Lori Morning?
Depends
I'm
on
not
the
sure,
feat you're about to tell
actually.
me.
It like the feat specifically is like she broke Time Trapper's time field, which has infinite timelines.
That sounds
Oh.
a bit more Superman tier than Starfire tier.
Well, that exists at least, so you can debate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then those would be like the multi plus feats, I guess.
Mhm.
And then Apocalypse. I'll go from here. So, again, haven't read much, but just from what I have right now, back when Thor was unworthy, or like young Thor, Apocalypse like showed up and hit Thor hard enough that he almost decapitated him outright, and he basically when they continued fighting, Thor outright said he literally could not beat Apocalypse, and he was literally forced to retreat. So that would be like at least like unworthy Thor scaling. And from my understanding, unworthy Thor still has pretty good feats. And then it's not inconsistent because Apocalypse fought a young Thor and Jane Foster at the same time, and he still like ultimately lost, but he was capable of restraining both of them and knocking them down and harming them. So he should be like around the Thor tier, and even ignoring that, he's tanked Cyclops' optic blasts, which have harmed like, in their sustainment it can pulverize adamantium, which is obviously tough. So take that how you will. And he also survived. Fucking.
He survived the what?
I think he was. I remember. Yeah, I'm fine. He survived. He survived Black Bolt screaming at him. So, and Black Bolt is obviously one of the stronger S tiers. Like even direct feat wise, he powered the T-bomb, which basically the T-bomb when it exploded created a 7 parsec wide explosion. It created a light year wide hole through space time. And even light years away, it was capable of shaking around a giant battleship, which should be around the solar system at least. And Apocalypse managed to tank that. So those would be the stats. And just because this technically isn't necessary, but I just want to mention it. If he almost killed unworthy Thor, that he would probably scale to fucking baby Thor shaking Yggdrasil. And I like that. And I want to mention it.
He's also fought an army of Thors in Secret Wars, which was, like to counter Black Adam taking on several higher end Herald tiers or S tiers or whatever you want to call them. He took an on an army of Thors across the multiverse, and Thor is like the apex herald in Marvel, so that's pretty good. And he's also restrained Loki before, and Loki should be relatively on par with Thor, so he gets that Asgardian scaling.
And then
And
the
he's
last
also-
one I want to mention, is that he restrained a bannerless Hulk. So
Yeah,
take that if you will. So
Savage
both of them
Hulk.
should be,
Yeah.
yeah, both of them should basically be on the S tier, and obviously where you have them in stats would vary, like because space time scaling, volume scaling, but generally speaking, under most circumstances, you would probably have them around the same tier, strength-wise and speed-wise. Like, at least generally. Maybe speed-wise would go to Adam, but AP-wise, you can, like, debate it a few ways.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, pretty much. It really just depends on the standards you have, because basically a lot of the times there will be arguments that DC technically has higher AP because the finite statements tend to
Yeah,
like,
but there's
lean
also Marvel
towards
has
DC.
Marvel has some fucking weird finite statements too.
Yeah,
then both-
that's also
Both of them also have infinite size statements but they also have edges, so it's just a fucking mess. So just for the
Right,
purpose,
right.
we'll just say that Adam is probably faster because speed-wise, the best Apocalypse would scale to is like Valkyrie searching the realms, which is a few
Mhm.
decillion to undecillion times the speed of light.
Oh, that's all.
Versus Martian Manhunter, scanning the Earth in like Planck time, and that should be faster overall.
Yeah.
That being
Yeah.
said,
And
even if you argue that,
really
go ahead.
yeah, if you really want to like reach like the upper limits of speed, you can argue that they can scale to some infinite speed feats, because
Just
like,
argue the
you could
universe
argue-
is infinite size. So it doesn't matter.
You could argue Thor has some debatable infinite speed feats. You could argue like Superman like flying past infinity, for example. But like if this does occur, like you like just cancel them out with like the infinite feats, they'd more or less still be comparable. Because they'd still have the upscaling. They'd still get the scaling to teams of heralds basically. So it would more or less cancel out regardless.
Right, so I want to point out,
Yeah.
during this whole conversation, I read that entire comic run, that was the Apocalypse can get the powers of any mutant. Well, obviously I was speed reading that to not waste time, so I might have missed it, but I did not see anything. So if there's anything with that, it's nothing major, I can't imagine. It might literally just be a random text box that I didn't read properly that just says he can mimic powers. Like, I guess it says at the end that, like, all mutant powers somehow derive themselves from him, but, like,
That
no.
seems like a pretty important statement.
I mean,
True.
it is, but at the same time,
He
like,
has the fucking Phoenix Force powers. Real GG Adam Rose.
all human genes can probably go back to some point. You're not going to tell me an ancient Australopithecus is as strong as fucking Mark Henry or as fast as Goku. It's not happening.
No one can beat Goku.
It's a weird
As
comic.
I was saying,
Apocalypse is a simp for most of it.
you could scale Apocalypse to like some infinite and immeasurable speed feats in Marvel, and if that's the case, that like sort of cancels it out. I would still say Apocalypse might be a bit faster, just because DC is a bit more explicit with certain speed feats.
Excuse me?
Wait, did you mean Adam?
You
is a
meant
bit
Adam.
faster?
Yeah, Adam.
Oh.
Did I say Apocalypse? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Apocalypse. Adam would be a bit faster than Apocalypse, and then strength would be like equal.
Under most circumstances. And then
Mhm.
the big elephant in the room, Celestial Armor.
Right,
Should
I
it
brought
be
this up
Celestial
earlier.
Armor?
The big one.
So I don't the main argument is that like Apocalypse's armor has celestial tech. He actually has celestial tech. Like this is just a random thing. Like in my readings, like he actually has a celestial ship, and it actually has some neat stuff like cloaking. But that's not important. Point is,
Whoa.
he has his armor has celestial technology. That doesn't necessarily mean it has the same durability. I before we recorded, I think Nem brought up a good example with like Lex Luthor. He has like mother box tech, and he can make a suit with the mother box. That doesn't necessarily mean his suit is like fucking new god tier, or however strong the mother box is generally considered. And even then, the armor obviously doesn't encompass his entire body, so Adam can just know eventually I should go for the head. So
Yeah.
I don't think the armor means much in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
I would just add on that you could make a very solid argument that it should be in that celestial range, because Thor specifically needed to enchant Yarnbjorn to like break through, but even then, it's like it would just make the fight harder. Unless they were equal in every other area, I wouldn't necessarily rely on it to say that Apocalypse would solidly win, because it doesn't really amplify his own physical strength, at least from what I could find so far. So,
Like
it
I
would
like
definitely...
I said at the beginning, this is just based on what we found so far. We're probably going to change opinions at some point, or
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
not.
of course.
I would say
This is very
best
much
case
so early
scenario,
on.
there are a few weird feats for Black Adam, and by weird I mean like kind of absurd that wouldn't really match his normal level of power. It could be because of an amp or whatever.
Yeah,
It's more
yeah.
recent. I think
I
best
can
case
talk
scenario, you
about
could
this
argue
bit.
that if we're going to be nice to both, the celestial armor could potentially protect Apocalypse against those really high tier feats that would normally be outliers, assuming they would be standard. But other than that, I wouldn't really
Yeah.
say that he would win because of it, as of now.
Yeah.
Anyways, abilities. Momo, you go.
Alright. So basically, the way Black Adam's abilities works, it's actually from my reading so far, it's actually pretty weird how it's explained. Basically, in the same way that the wizard Shazam gave Billy Batson his powers, the wizard Shazam granted Black Adam his own powers, but they're not exactly the same as Shazam's, as Billy Shazam's powers. Basically, there was like a last minute deal made. The wizard's daughter Blaze basically made it so that Adam was corrupted, and he didn't gain his powers directly from the wizard. So his powers ended up being slightly different. So basically, he gets the stamina of Shu, the swiftness of Heru, the strength of Amon, the wisdom of Zehuri, the power of Aton, and the courage of Mehen.
Should I explain
So
what these gods are? Because I know all about these gods, and this is a rare time for me to talk about mythology.
If
Go
you
ahead.
want, you
Okay, so
honestly could,
the first
yeah.
one is Shu. Now, Shu's name translates to either the one who rises up or emptiness, which is a bit more negative. I don't recall what animal Shu was. He might not have even been an animal. He was the god of peace and lions and farting. Well, wind, but you know. I don't remember many like interesting stories with Shu. The main thing I recall is he's the ancestor to Horus and Anubis. What did Black Adam get from Shu again?
From Shu,
Fuck no.
he had the stamina, which basically out of all of them was like basically his
Nemesis, why are you
durability
laughing?
and
Why are you laughing,
endurance.
Nemesis?
I'm not sure why they would go stamina. I feel like they could have kept with like strength would have worked, because one of the things with Shu is that he's associated with the Greek Atlas, because he holds up like the sky with his face. I'm not sure where swiftness
Why
comes
were you
from.
laughing with the stamina bit?
Oh,
though?
because
That's what
he's
I'm
most
confused.
notable for the basically one interpretation of how the gods of Egypt came to be was Atum masturbated, and one of the things that came out was Shu. along with Tefnut and I want to say Enid. I can't be sure of that.
Did you fuck? Did he
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah. He's the father of Nut and Geb. He's the grandfather of Osiris and
Jesus
Isis
Christ.
and probably
the
someone else.
snap- No.
And Set. He's also Set as well. There might be some other one I'm forgetting. And then obviously his great grandsons are Horus and Anubis. Speaking of which, the next one was
God.
Horus, I believe. Horus is incredibly important. He's one of the most significant deities. The most impressive thing I can say for Horus is that one of his eyes is the sun and the other eye is the moon. That's how big Horus is. Like, he's fucking humongous, and his head's a falcon for some reason. He has a lot of stories. I couldn't go into them, but what? Let me. You know that eye symbol that you see a lot related to Egypt? That's the eye of Horus. Right. Let me check. Okay. The swiftness of Horus.
You mean the Bill Cipher?
He came to swiftness, yeah. Basically speed.
The Bill Cipher.
His ability to fly.
He needs the Bill Cipher.
Okay, I understand that one, because, like, Horus's head's a peregrine falcon, which is the fastest animal on the planet in terms of, like, max velocity possible. So, yeah, I can understand swiftness there. I probably wouldn't have thought of Horus for swiftness, considering he's associated with Apollo. But, yeah, I mean, it works. Fuck it, it works. The next one I remember was Amun-Ra, or at least Amun. Amun is Ra, basically. He's associated with the sun god.
Mega Ultra Chicken.
He's related to the Mega Ultra Chicken, yeah. He's also associated with Zeus. So he's one of the same as Zeus as well. And Amun-Ra is one of the most important deities as well, just like Horus. It's a very cheeky way to get Ra in to the Shazam acronym without having an R. Amun-Ra is very clever. The strength of Amon, which is Amun, strength. Yeah. I guess he is like the strongest god technically, or one of them. The next was
the wisdom
of who?
Zahudi.
Who the hell is Zahudi? Oh, right. Zahudi is a translation of Thoth. You heard of, not the Beifong one. You know the god Thoth? You probably don't. His head's an ibis, a type of bird. He's the god of wisdom and the moon and hieroglyphs and science and magic. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Like, of course you'd get intelligence from Thoth. He also maintains the entire universe. He just does that.
What a Chad.
He's awesome. Thoth is great. There's also some, like, random nobody nowadays who goes around claiming that he is the reincarnation of Thoth and he started, like, a cult or something.
What the fuck?
I'm not so focused on that. The next one I remember was Atun, or Aten. He's just the sun. Like, you know how when you draw a circle and you say that's the sun? That's what Aten is. He's just the disc that is the sun in the sky. He's just Horus's eye. So I don't know why Black Adam is getting the power from both of them when that doesn't make sense. It's like if Shazam got the lightning of Zeus and then there's something else from Zeus's eyeball.
Yeah. In this scenario, when they say the power of Aton, they're specifically referring to like his ability to summon lightning, basically, and just generate lightning. So,
he's the sun. When has the sun ever shot lightning at someone? Hold on. I'm going to look this up just to see if there's something I don't know. What the fuck does Aten? I guess because he's the god of the sky. But Aten lightning.
Sure.
That is a shopping store that sells LED lamps. So I guess that's where Black Adam gets his power from. That's Aten lighting. And then Mehen is a. Do you guys want to know the funny part of Mehen or the serious part that makes sense?
Both.
I guess both.
So the serious part, he's a protector god who is a snake that coils around Ra at night to keep him safe. Right? He's a snake god. He's also a board game.
What?
The Mehen game is a board game which it's a game, but also a religious fetish. We don't know the rules of the game at all. We just know the board and the stones. It's a game and a fetish at the same time. So when they say the courage of Mehen, we know what he's courageous to try out. Oh my god. So those are the gods that make up the power of Black Adam. Some of them make sense.
Yeah, his abilities.
The other one is a sun that shoots lightning. That's some SCP stuff right there.
Yeah.
Alright, you can go on. Sorry to sidetrack that. I just wanted to ramble.
No, it was fine.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Don't worry. In terms of like Black Adam's general abilities, like that's associated with these, like I said, he basically gained the physicality, basically the stats, as one would say. Basically, he was able to move super fast, like mentioned before. Basically, lets him keep up with super fast heroes like Superman and Flashes. Let's say,
God, I fucking hate that term so much.
yeah, and it just gave him really good endurance. It even gave him like willpower in the scenario of like if he's being basically overpowered by will. Specifically, one time he had like a yellow lantern ring, and I think he was like trying to overcome it, if I'm reading this correctly. And besides that, obviously his main ability basically is to summon lightning. He can generate this lightning as he fights, and he can also summon it from the clouds. And it's usually really strong. It's actually implied that it's stronger than him physically. Like, it just has really absurd feats. Like the one Akil was alluding to earlier. Basically, he's able to use it to knock Darkseid off, and free him from the Great Darkness's control. And he's also able to use it to knock out Pariah.
Okay,
Jeez.
wait, no. We gotta mention the funny one. One. You know the one.
Oh, is this related? Is this related to the fetish?
Oh,
No,
Damn it!
no. It's the one where like, so he set Shazam, and then the lightning struck with enough. It was either him or the wizard's power, but either way he tanked it. It's like, but it's like it's an outlier, but it's funny. Like, the lightning fucking disrupted the entire DC Omniverse.
Oh yeah, I remember this one.
this sounds like
during
Wizard's power. Did you read
It was the wizard's power,
because-
but also Adam fucking tanked it. So like,
No, I mean like
They could
Future
use that. You could
State,
use that in the
it was Future
episode.
State.
That's like a direct feat. They could use that in the episode. And be like, Adam.
It's a little
they're also
weird.
so specific with it. Let me get the fucking scan.
I'm just saying. Imagine
like-
if they do scale Apocalypse to Celestials, but then they say it doesn't matter because Adam can take this, which is equivalent, and he doesn't even need armor. This is just his whole body, while Apocalypse is only protected in certain areas.
That
They
would
could-
be so like just weird in general.
That would be
'cause, like,
ridiculous.
these characters aren't even viewed at like that kind of like scale.
They're
And
just
to
heralds.
just see it brought up in the episode.
Just
that
fucking,
would be super.
just offhandedly mention Black Adam could just tank a hit from like the full power of Zatanna, as if that's just something he
Yeah,
would
he-
ever do.
Yeah, bro. He disrupted the entire infinite omniverse of DC.
I mean, to be fair, if he's
cosmology.
harming Pralaya, I'm just saying.
we find like, all right. Let me get the. I'm almost finding the scan graph.
I didn't know working a computer was so strenuous. I do this every day, and I'm not.
I'm on a phone.
So, something important to note, actually.
Okay, yeah, I found it. So like the scan says to like the lightning. It's like, and now the last of an ancient wizard's power, wrapped up in that word, sends Teth Adam hurling through the multiverse, through the time stream and speed force, disrupting the fundamental fabric of the omniverse,
I
and
love how
finally into
specific
the
this
rock of eternity.
And the
Sounds
Speed
so
Force.
specific.
Can someone like do the Speed Force meme thing, but it's Black Adam, and it's
Yeah, I'll do it.
the power
I'll
is
see
Shazam
what
or
I
something
can
like
do.
that.
Power of
Yeah, they're like,
God.
it's like it's not even me saying, oh, based on this, it must have disrupted. No, the fucking comic itself says it disrupted the fundamental fabric of the Omniverse.
It literally brings up the fucking Speed Force too. Like, They're gonna bring
How-
the Speed
how
Force. I
wonderful.
want them to bring the Speed Force up again.
It's so good. But yeah, it's an outlier, but it's also funny. So
Fuck me.
Well,
wrong.
it's not an outlier if it's like the entirety of the wizard's power. Cause
It's an
he
outlier for
has-
Adam.
okay, then Adam tanked it. Then fuck you.
Theoretically, this
What
should
if
mean the
he
wizard
had the
is way.
wizard's power?
I mean,
Maybe he didn't.
he kind
You
of-
don't know.
Adam kind of does normally have the wizard's power. If, you want to be really technical, and the power of Shazam isn't from like Goku. That's not who gave it to him.
Anyways, are you almost done with abilities, Momo? Because we left off the lightning strike, and I think you had more. So
Yeah, there's just a bit more. So yeah, like I was going over, it's mainly the lightning that's like his main gimmick, you know. In terms of like just individual like other abilities, he has some like really good resistances. Like in one instance during World War III, he was basically fighting Martian Manhunter, and he telepathically blocked Manhunter out, and then relayed basically his own mental image towards Manhunter, giving him a mental breakdown. And yeah, he basically did that to one of DC's greatest telepaths. So
As you do.
obviously a pretty good feat.
I'll just say right now, Apocalypse has like pretty good mind hacks. He has mind hacks, but it's like obviously nowhere near as fucking good as Manhunter's. So, and even later on in World War III, like Adam got affected by the telepathy, but you can just argue like
Yeah.
Manhunter tried harder, and even then, like Adam wasn't fucking negged by the mind hacks. Like he was like disoriented, but like they still need to actually like fucking fight him and beat his ass. So
Yeah. You could argue it a couple ways. Like you can just say like that's just an example of like another layer basically that Manhunter added on. But you just generally just basically say that yeah, Manhunter could have just been using like a greater amount of telepathy basically. And that like even if it was like less than he'd usually be outputting, it's still like a good resistance feat, like regardless.
yeah.
And it's probably gonna cancel. Like if I were to like bet for the episode, it'd probably cancel out pretty well with Apocalypse. Because they probably go over how like Apocalypse is one of like the greatest telepaths like in Marvel or something. You know, maybe even compare him to like some other like telepaths. But then like,
I don't
also kind
remember
of,
like direct
saying-
comparison to telepaths so far, but his respect threads might have something. I'll double check while you're talking.
Yeah, they could probably like make a comparison about how like Manhunter has like similar feats, and like since Adam was able to block him out temporarily, he'd probably be able to do the same to Apocalypse.
Honestly, I just think the verdict's just gonna be Apocalypse has all these really, really, really good abilities. He could almost win the fight. Unfortunately, Adam just punches him really, really good. That's probably how
I
it's
feel like
actually
it
gonna
might
go.
not come down to stats, but I don't know. We'll see.
Nah, it'll come down
Okay,
to the
so-
fact that Adam has been blasted through the Omniverse and Apocalypse hasn't.
True. And, okay, yeah. He had Apocalypse had psychic combat with Jean,
Oh,
and yeah,
Are we
that's
on
basically
to
the most.
Apocalypse's hacks?
I mean, we were meant to be talking
okay.
about Black Adam resistances, and the only thing brought up is mind related.
Yeah.
Does he not have
And then
more
I
than just that?
like.
Um,
Well, that's
well,
what
it's-
the respect. Again, I'm not fucking done yet. I'm just going off his respect threads.
yeah.
I wish I had more to go off of.
I'm gonna fucking boot up Versus Battle Wiki at this point.
fucking sure. I might,
You know what?
I might.
I'm gonna look up Black Adam versus Wiki. Let's see what it says. Apart from the obvious, like what do they have DC Heralds at right now? Still Solar System. Yeah. Okay.
They have like Marvel Heralds like Galaxy.
Oh
Wars.
my god, he's got fucking nothing. Electricity manipulation, immortality, self-sustenance, flight, magic. That's fucking helpful. Just magic. Mid regeneration, Resistance to magic and mind manipulation, heat manipulation.
The Marvel pages here are way more
Jesus.
in depth than the fucking. Okay, yeah.
They also like
So,
probably
like-
put Apocalypse at island level.
They actually have they say like apocalypse varies, planet level normally up to galaxy level.
What a range, honestly. What a range of
It's
attack
not as weird as
potency.
it's not as weird as the Thor ones where it's large island to galaxy level.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
yeah, of course.
yeah,
Of
There-
course.
there are some weird pages. They still, I think they still have Man Thing and island level from scaling to himself.
Wait, what?
They have
What does that even mean?
one version of Man Thing is island level for scaling to another version of Man Thing that fought the Hulk.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, I don't know if that's better or worse
I
than
appreciate all the
Mountain.
links, but I feel like some VSP pages need to be more concise sometimes, I guess. Anyways.
My wiki is
Um,
gonna be better whenever it's done.
Yeah, with its Tier 0
I
Scarlet
doubt it.
Witch.
I doubt it.
It's gonna be a lot better.
Tier 0
Doubt it.
Scarlet Witch.
But yeah, basically, the most I can check my pause is that he's read minds and he's done psychic combat with Jean.
Whoa.
That's about it.
Really? Is that it?
Fucking
Fucking limp dick?
yeah, checking perspectives. Most of he's done is like telepathically communicating and then reading minds.
So he doesn't often, like, attack with his mind.
Not really. He just reads them.
Well, what a fucking idiot.
Well, I mean, technically, maybe he can figure out Adam's weakness, which is pretty easy, I guess. I mean, it's like pretty not easy to exploit, but it's pretty obvious if he gets struck with his own lightning, he's gonna revert back
I know,
into.
he's used illusions before.
Oh yeah,
That's-
that's
yeah,
a big
he's-
weakness for Adam.
Yeah, Apocalypse has used illusions to fool Dazzler before in
Whoa, Dazzler.
the extracts.
Wait,
issue
why
5.
would he need to do that against Dazzler of all people?
I don't. Well, looking at the scan, she was kind of fucking him up a bit. So there you go.
Man's
Nice,
taking
nice.
an L to Dazzler.
That's
How bad is Dazzler?
Mm.
But yeah, that's basically all I found for like his telepathy.
I
Wow.
think best case scenario, I mean, it's like defensively Apocalypse should to some degree scale to Jean, but offensively there's only so much he can do, and while it is good, it's out of character for him to attack Adam that way, and even if he were to, I think Adam's own resistance would at least stay in there for a while. So,
Basically.
You know, that and he
Yeah.
could just punch Apocalypse while Apocalypse is doing it.
yeah.
He's just standing there, menacingly.
I think the things that do matter would be Apocalypse's energy manipulation and matter manipulation, because he's really good at both of those.
Yeah. Let me see. Okay, so most of the stuff Apocalypse has, so like, he obviously has shapeshifting. That's like his whole deal. And just from what I've read so far, he's actually fairly creative with it. He's used his shapeshiftings to like make giant hammers for better offense. He's used them to make shields. He's used them to he's elongated them in order to like grapple people, and he can even use them to like make wings and glide around.
Wait,
But from
did
from
you
what
say-
I've read,
did you
so
say
far.
glide?
Yeah,
That's
like
it?
wings, fly and fly. Yeah.
Okay, that's a bit
He-
better. Otherwise, Black
Yeah, he
Adam
can
would
also
have a
use his
massive maneuverability advantage.
He can also form like tentacles. He can make projectiles. He can make he can impale people. He say himself he has like complete molecular control over his entire body. So basically, whatever he can do to his body, like it's basically limited by his imagination, at least to some extent. So pretty useful.
Well, given he rarely attacks with his mind, his imagination must not be very big.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Oh yeah, and he can also like regenerate. And I guess now's a good time to mention the drop of blood thing. So that one has some context to it. From what I remember, just from what I've gathered, he needed like the what happened was that like the technovirus had to like attach itself to a completely different body, and in order to like when the drop of blood happened, the technovirus needs to like attach itself to a different host. But even then, like the regeneration isn't like applicable to combat. It's like an entire resurrection cycle. So like theoretically, if that fight happened, it would be like Adam kills Apocalypse and a drop of blood remains. And then Apocalypse is just waiting to come back after 2 weeks, and then he's just lost Adam. I don't think it's really applicable for combat.
It's good to bring that up because I feel like a lot of people are going to be like have seen the DBX and are going to be bringing that up a lot. It is good.
I feel like
to
even
mention.
if he could, if the lightning is like strong and it's like way stronger than Apocalypse, Adam could theoretically like flash fry him and like evaporate the entire blood. Theoretically.
Yeah.
So
I don't even think Apocalypse's blood specifically scales to his durability, so I think, like, even if it was just, like, magical lightning, it's good enough to justify it, like, frying his blood. Maybe not vaporization, but just, like, it's gonna ruin the blood
flash fry
flow.
Apocalypse to the point where he can't regenerate from a drop of blood. So, like, even if it was applicable, it's like, it's not like he's guaranteed to win, especially if you think DC is overall a lot stronger than Marvel.
Right.
Yeah,
Or if you think the lightning is like super,
The lightning like
Leaning
one shot,
God out of
the
her
lightning
soul
like
or
one
whatever.
shot Manhunter. So like
I mean, yeah, the lightning should
The
be
lightning
way
is
stronger
fucking
than him
crazy.
because he makes use of the lightning as like a big finisher attack at points. So you'd expect it to
Right,
be stronger
yeah.
than the rest of him.
yeah.
That being said, even without the drop of blood, Apocalypse's regeneration is really, really powerful on its own. Like,
Yeah.
if Adam were to, like, rip off a limb or his head, it's, like, not going to be the end of the deal. Like, the end of the world. Like, he'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, but I would need to like make sure like I'm from what I remember, just from learning, he seems like probably like punching him to bits would probably be enough, maybe. Possibly. And then just quickly checking other respect threads. He can obviously fire energy blasts, and he has teleportation, which he's actually used a lot in combat. His range with the teleportation in particular is good. Like he can teleport to like entire different countries and states. So, and he's used it quite a bit in combat. Like he's like, I can post some scans, but he's used it like even just like in his very early appearances, he used it to like outmaneuver various X-Men. So that would probably help a lot. Like from what I understand, Adam doesn't have teleportation. I don't think so.
No, from what I've read,
Yeah.
he doesn't, and I don't think.
I feel like
he's
the teleportation
shown it
would help a lot.
Respect threads.
Teleportation
Yeah.
would help a lot in this
Mhm.
fight. And then that's basically it. Well, let me see. He has telekinesis. He can lift giant buildings and rocks. The most important part. And this is just like a random fun fact that has no bearing on this. He's an expert in biochemistry. So
Mm.
I just think that's just a fun fact.
Yeah.
I know that he can also absorb energy and manipulate energy on a pretty massive scale, which can also help with his healing and like matter manipulation abilities. And he can also shoot energy blasts, similar to how Adam can shoot lightning or summon lightning. And he can also create force fields in case he wants to prolong the fight and maybe pull off one of his other tricks on Adam. He could, you know.
And he's also like snapped his fingers once and made 2 people explode. So take that how you will. And he can also turn himself invisible. But
He can
basically, Adam is definitely no. Apocalypse is definitely the more versatile of the two, but Adam has like some resistances that can like help him keep up. So at that point, it would basically just be. From my take right now is that Adam is faster, using finite ends, and Apocalypse's armor does not cover his entire body. So even if it was Celestial Tier, Adam can just punch the head directly, and with enough time, like even if Apocalypse's region was this single drop of blood thing, Adam can just flash fry him with the lightning strike. So I think at the moment, with the limited knowledge that I have at the moment, I feel like Adam probably takes it mid to high diff, because he also resists most of Apocalypse's taxes or has effective answers to them. And for as good as shapeshifting is, it's like, I don't think it can do much against someone who's really much faster than you.
And what's he gonna do?
Yeah.
Hit Adam with a drill. He's gonna do that in the fight. Have we all
I feel like he
Have we all
will.
heard the song?
Do people even know that happened? One of my hopes.
I listened to it. I
based
know.
on the-
I'm pretty sure Momo has. I don't know if Akil has.
I know. I'm just talking to like the general public because we're gonna upload this.
Oh, this is going to be uploaded like after the episode's actually revealed, which it's probably next episode, but
Maybe.
I'm
I
speaking,
hope it's not.
I'm speaking in vagueness, like to avoid the problem. I was just curious if how many of us have listened to it.
I have listened to it.
I'm not even bringing up the name of it.
I've listened to it a lot. Yeah, I like it a lot.
I also listened to it. It was
Okay.
good. Yeah.
One of the lyrics is literally just no, I can't say, but like it's a banger. I'm very happy with it. And I do hope.
What's funny is the very first lyric made me just immediately grab Biff. It'd be like, "Oi!"
What did he say? What did he say when he heard it leaked?
Oh, he was confused because it was already like deleted by that point. But he was excited. He was happy. I'd imagine. Confirmation.
I remember I asked Biffy told me in DS like he thinks this will probably be the best comic fight since Hulk vs. Doomsday, and I says like, is that like ironic optimism, unironic optimism, or both? And he said, honestly, at this point, I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't. He's part of the reason
is he actually gonna wear a fucking suit?
Oh, I am certain he will. That man's dedicated to the bit. He will do that.
So, like, just to make sure, like, the entire joke of this fucking matchup to him is, like, he doesn't think it's, like, amazing, but he's just been ironically hyping it up with his friends for, like, 2 years. To the point where he's just genuinely excited.
It's just been a meme between him and his mates for a while. Partially because, if you really think about it, what does this matchup have that's all that special in the grand scheme of Marvel DC Herald fights? If
I want to be fair, I would say Apocalypse himself is like nowhere. It's like he's not a fucking brick. He's actually way more versatile than most comic characters we've had recently. Honestly,
yeah, he's definitely got more powers than Thor and Scarlet Witch and actually no, he doesn't.
I'm pretty okay. Well, let me be honest. I'm pretty sure he'll do more.
He'll do more than Thor.
Than both.
I mean, frankly, he'll do more than Scarlet Witch did, because all she really did was fart some red mist, make some things explode, some telekinesis, and frankly, that's about it.
She literally turned into a Karen halfway through the fight and threw a tantrum that broke like 50 million universes. I am still so angry about that, the way they portrayed her.
You're turning into Scarlet Witch right now. No one that your profile picture makes so much sense now.
I don't even know what to say.
I'm just saying, Scarlet Witch did not do a whole lot in that fight.
Yeah,
so chances are, Apocalypse is going to throw out more things, like just with his shape-shifting, than Scarlet Witch did, and frankly, I'm all for that. That sounds hilarious. I am concerned,
anyways,
though, if they bring up Thor scaling to speed, if Thor gets slower, if he gets brought up again, that's gonna counteract the ironicness of the bit and just cancel it out. Episode sucks. Just saying.
I feel like he'll just be at the same speed. Or
that would not be much better.
Fucking DB goes solid. They say that Marvel and DC universes are infinite in size, so Thor crossing with Mjolnir's fucking infinite speed.
They bring up Thor scaling to Valkyrie.
Mjolnir having an immeasurable speed feat by traveling across the incalculable distance in one of the recent issues.
My god! I've seen multiple times. I've seen multiple times where Thor and Mjolnir are described as incalculable speed. Like it's not uncommon. He just spins his hammer one time. It's like he spins it at incalculable speeds. This is the fastest he's ever spun the hammer.
No, it's literally like he spins at a speed beyond
Yeah.
human mathematics. It's
Which-
just like, okay,
Fuck's sake.
okay,
He's
then.
just spinning a metal block on a stick. Like, come on. What's
I
he-
don't know that feat. That's funny though.
It literally is just like a statement while Thor's just standing there spinning the hammer in place. Like,
I'm
he's not-
pretty sure Superman just has a speed feat where he's like, the narration is just like he flies faster than the laws of physics can explain.
he's
And then he
flown-
fucking flies
He's
beyond
flown beyond
infinity.
infinity multiple times. There's one Spectre feat that I love so much where Superman is flying at infinite speed. You can see him breaking the Infinity logo, and then Spectre just shows up in front of him. Superman bounces off him and does nothing, and then Spectre vanishes. That's it. And that's that's all Spectre did. Like,
No, I'm pretty sure the present set the Spectre because like he was worried about Superman flying way too fast and he was gonna break something like critical in the universe. So he's just like, go down there and stop Superman before he breaks something, and that's what Spectre does. That was his entire job.
he didn't even explain it. He just shows up, stops Superman, gone. He doesn't even like stop Superman from just doing it again. Or are we supposed to assume that off panel there's just been like 7-8 times where Superman's broken Infinity and Spectre just appears in front of him and Superman just never understood what was going on?
Yeah.
I like that interpretation actually. Let's go with that.
Yeah, sure. It's DC Comics. Why not?
Spectre literally flexes his chest and stops
Back to
Infinity.
Apocalypse's hacks, because there was one thing that might be important in the verdict, just slightly. Apocalypse can add to his body mass from like an external, extra-dimensional energy source, as the Marvel guidebook describes, to amplify his own physical stats and size and whatever he needs to. So my current take is that Black Adam is slightly faster, Apocalypse is more durable, and then they're approximately even in speed. I think if Apocalypse amps himself, he's obviously going to become a bit stronger than Adam, but I think it shouldn't matter too much unless he absorbs too much, which might have consequences I don't fully know. It could, but either way, that would be a no limits fallacy to assume that he can just pull out however much strength he wants. But even if he were to do that, I think Adam could still win via his lightning and his speed and whatever else.
Yeah,
That's-
my current
I-
take is basically
I've not
pretty
finished, so
similar.
this could change.
We've said that a
Yeah.
lot.
I do remember one or two very weird things argued for Apocalypse, and I can see why. It's Phantom, you're a long way away, because this literally came out in 2019 or 2020. I don't remember. It was X of Swords. Wait, actually, let me just check when it came out. Yeah, it was 2020. So apparently it's like this war beyond the Omniverse where Apocalypse has to fight in that war. And the Omniversal Majestrix, I think she's called, Saturnine, Lady Saturnine. She's like, she describes Apocalypse as this force of nature who can like completely rewrite natural laws and time and stuff by like deciding to fight. And this feels a bit metaphorical, but the way she describes it is that I've seen people argue that this is some hacks that Apocalypse can like stop time and like alter laws, which might be possible. I mean, he does have celestial technology, and both of those are things that Celestials can indeed do. We don't really get much of an explanation on this, but if that is true, that is definitely something that Adam can't resist. I mean, he can time manipulation as far as I know, but not the law manipulation, assuming that is something Apocalypse can do.
I feel
Whether
like
he
that might
can
be
actually
that'd be
do
too
that
vague.
and whether it's like not a metaphor is up to interpretation.
I feel like that's just too vague. Like, he doesn't do that, does he? Like, if that was something that Apocalypse would generally do in a fight, we wouldn't be relying on a vague, potentially metaphorical statement. We just have examples of him doing it.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Tarot cards, so I don't know.
Imagine if they just go as hard as possible. They just bring up all the scale. They just put an Apocalypse as high as they can for no reason.
I just want the episode to be really better than the DBX, and I like the DBX.
Oh, Black Adam should unleash the lightning of Shazam and blow Apocalypse across the Omniverse, and then Apocalypse grows to like the size of a universe and starts throwing galaxies at Adam. That's what should happen.
Fuck you. 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 I was going through fucking character rant. I was going through character rant because there was like a Star Wars post there, and then like I saw someone mention like offhandedly people wank Legends so much, and they specifically mentioned they want Palpatine to chuck galaxies, and I wanted to fucking cry.
Oh my god.
This is my fucking legacy. There is a non-zero chance if Palpatine gets in, they're gonna mention it.
Yeah, they're gonna bring up like the Force is strong, but it's not chucking galaxies or anything. While Zayn,
Oh my god, I can so like vividly picture that in my head right now. Just Boomstick saying that.
I was thinking it was Broomstick saying that. Yeah.
Wiz Boomstick says that, and then Wiz says, unfortunately, Xehanort can literally blow up entire universes.
And yes, there was that time that Dooku harnessed the power of
Wiz just goes, Wiz goes, with the Keyblade, Xehanort threatened to destroy all of Kingdom Hearts, separate space-time universes, and then Boomstick just goes, the Force is pretty crazy, but it's not chucking galaxies or anything.
Imagine
God,
they
actually we're getting fucking Voldemort.
They should do a golden tree thing where they bring up the time Dooku harnessed the power of the universe, and then in the conclusion they're just like, yeah, he like threw some furniture when he did that, and just like bamboozle people with that. That would amuse me greatly.
God.
So yeah, my idea should happen in the episode. That'd be great.
No, it shouldn't.
Okay, I mean, Adam could throw the galaxies too. I mean, yeah,
Sure.
much
Why not?
muchness.
I think I'd rather have the character I didn't research throw them than the character I'm researching.
Oh no, you're right. So it should be Apocalypse. Well, I mean, Apocalypse is the one that can grow giant and like grab galaxies with his hand. I mean, I don't think he's ever done that. I don't think he's ever grown that big, but it's more reasonable.
Well, yeah, probably.
Black Adam does the thing from the DBX where he picks up a pyramid and drills into Apocalypse, but instead it's a
That was raw as fuck.
Instead, it's a spiral galaxy this time.
Shut up! Stop doing it, Gurren Lagann!
He just grabs the fucking pillars of eternity and starts hitting Apocalypse with that.
Shut the fuck up.
Assuming you know what that is.
The fucking... Yeah, I think I do.
Good.
So, I guess that's it for now, and my hope for the episode is that it's good. Because I want it to be good. I like it. It's probably the most hyped of the teased matchups for me.
The thing
Behind
Yeah.
Star Wars.
the one I'm
It's the same
Behind-
for me, basically.
Yeah,
I'm most
I'm
hyped for this matchup.
excited for Trunks Silver, and I don't know who Sauron is, but I'm also excited.
Oh,
He seems
he's
okay.
He's the
Oh
you know
my
the pterosaur from Marvel Comics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that's him. Has he ever appeared
Okay.
outside of the comics? I actually don't know if Marvel
I hate you,
Sauron's
Phantom.
ever appeared. I wouldn't be surprised if he showed up in like Superhero Squad show. I'm just
I don't
gonna
know.
check.
It's like I don't know who Sauron is. He's a pretty niche character. Like I don't know. But
I
maybe
niche.
he'll fight someone really popular like
Fuck
Lich
you.
King or something.
Sauron is. Wait a minute. So Marvel Sauron is a physician named Dr. Karl Lykos, who was bitten by mutant pterodactyls and turned into an energy vampire. What? If he absorbs
Wait,
the
you
life force of
serious right now?
mutant, if I'm reading the Wikipedia page, if he absorbs the life
Oh.
force of mutants, he becomes a humanoid pteranodon. That looks nothing like a... What?
What's a scan?
He's often been depicted as inhabiting the hidden prehistoric jungle of the South. That one's fine. I can accept that. He's just a... He's not... I thought he was a like a pterosaur person. He's just a bloke. He's just a dude. He turns into a pterosaur sometimes. What the fuck is this character? What? He's probably a herald.
Welcome to Marvel.
Oh, so he's basically got the powers of Rogue, but he's evil. So why aren't we doing Sauron versus Parasite instead of Rogue versus Parasite? Shaking my head. He's got a powerful hypnotic ability. For some reason. And he was part of the Weapon X program?
Marvel's fun.
What? Okay, he's appeared in the X-Men cartoon, Hulk in the Agents of Smash. He appeared in a bunch of X-Men games. Okay, he's actually appeared quite a lot outside of the comics. This is ridiculous. This is stupid. Why is he just a human? Why? God, I'm genuinely upset. This is like genuinely annoying. He's just a guy. This is bullshit. This is 1,000% bullshit.
You're bullshit.
Phantom, do you think
Mum's bullshit.
Silver versus Trunks is gonna be the Archie and...
Please, I want it to be, just so I've been saying it like as a bit, but I kind of want it now. I've been like, I continue joking that it's like, oh, it's gonna be composite Trunks, composite Silver, and it's good, and that's how Silver's gonna win. But now I'm like, I genuinely think it could happen, and I honestly want it. It sounds.
I think it could happen too, because we already had Vegeta, and they said that they're gonna bring like completely new, like, franchises, and I feel like Xenoverse is gonna be really cool.
I feel like
I could see it being Archie versus Xenoverse, honestly.
The problem I have with that is that apparently Archie Silver
also,
adds, like,
I think
nothing to
Xenoverse
Silver.
gets higher than Archie Comics.
Oh
just
yeah, it should.
throwing that out
Because
there.
like
but...
Trunks has the Keyblade or whatever it's called.
The Key Sword?
Yeah, whatever. That and that
No. He was right. Keyblade. He was right. It was Keyblade.
Wait,
But-
what? I thought it was Key Sword.
No,
No, it's Keyblade.
it's definitely
trust
Keyblade.
me,
Definitely. I'm a YouTuber.
Trust me.
But like Trunks gets so much shit from Xenoverse, and Archie Silver apparently gets one ability. So
Yeah, he's
that-
like two different.
Archie Silver actually gets a lot of decent stuff, but Trunks gets so fucking jacked with the fucking key sword alone. Like, it has power
Blade,
ceiling and power
Keyblade.
null. The Keyblade, right, sorry. The Keyblade also grants him probability manipulation. It's fucking bullshit. But it's great. I love it.
Xenoverse is as like hacksy as Dragon Ball Super is not hacksy.
Basically.
that was the
Yeah.
clunkiest way you could have said that, but yes.
Xenoverse is way more hacksier. than regular
Xenoverse is
Dragon
what
Ball.
happens when Dragon Ball really wants to be Saint Seiya.
Literally, quite literally.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think it should be Trunks versus Silver or Xeno Trunks versus Archie Silver. I'll be honest. I think it should be the Great Saiyan Knight, the Great Saiyan Man versus Sir Galahad. I think that's what it should be.
So true.
Yeah.
He's spitting.
Why is Silver Galahad anyway? Galahad's a fucking a piece of god. Why would they use him? Oh, that was a
Anyways,
weird
I
game.
think we're done for now.
Probably.
This is-
I don't know. I think
If
a recap would
if
be.
I were to give my take, like quickly, like just overall, I think the match like mostly comes down to like basically just who has an easier time like getting their kill off basically first. And yeah, it's like possible that like Apocalypse's regeneration could like help, but I think what's more likely is that like Adam's superior speed and mobility will probably just make him harder to hit, and just the more blows he's landing on Apocalypse, basically the better. And once he pulls out the lightning, I think it's pretty much like GG's from there. it's pretty likely it'll probably just like flash try Apocalypse. So I think that's like how I generally imagine the fight would go down. But it's possible like Apocalypse could also win, especially with like how Paxy he is. So yeah, it could go either way, I'd say.
I think a recap would be that stats would be argued to be similar, but Black Adam would have a speed advantage, and with his resistances, his way of fighting, he would capitalize on that to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, we go through this as we stated many times before, and we're sorry about that, but we can guarantee that the G1 blog is going to be far better than this. So,
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
fuck you,
Probably
man.
more
Jeez.
comprehensive.
Well, no. Okay, sorry. This video is gonna be way better. This video is gonna be way better than that shitty G1 blog. Trust me, bros.
Good. I will. If I remember, I'll link the G1 blog, in the description once it's out.
yes.
While I'm at it,
Awesome.
I'm just gonna send this just for one of you to check out in case I missed the being able to get any powers thing, like an idiot.
Yeah, I'll check it. I'll check it.
Not for now though. You can tell me when we're done. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Thanks for being here. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
TLDR, Black Adam wins high diff. That's what we think.
I was saying that this
Yeah.
was fun, Akil. It was a prompt for you to go, yeah, I had a good time, Nemesis, not for you to go, anyway, so the winner is Black Adam.
I had a good time.
Anyways,
though.
yeah.
This was really fun.
I hope I come back one more time for one of these.
I'm
Maybe.
trying to think, what else is happening this year? I mean, you could be here for Trunks.
I
Silver.
I probably won't join Trunks versus Silver.
You probably will not.
Maybe.
If
I
Weirdly
feel like
enough,
if nobody
I
wants,
feel like
it's
if
gonna
it
be a joke
happens,
one.
yeah, it'll be a joke one. Just do that.
I'm gonna play-
Just do the fucking.
Every time they bring up the universe shockwaves, I'm just gonna bring that up. It's gonna be all the universe shockwaves and then end with town level Sonic from his last episode.
It should definitely like 100% be a meme about like the universal shockwaves, and then whatever like generic like Sonic feet.
I'll bring up the I'll bring up Sonic's first episode where they say he can maybe reach the speed of sound.
I think
So,
if
like,
Steve versus Terrarium
Nemesis, I
happened.
actually have a question.
Yep.
I actually have a question, Nemesis. What would you do if like they mentioned the shockwaves for Pilaf Gang, but in, it's like they did not fight Goku. in
Oh
his
no,
back
as
arm.
I said in the server, I would fucking love that. It sounds amazing. Just to play on the meme and bring up Pilaf did not fight Goku. Who did this? And then the other host goes, "Why did you bring that up?" And it's just never addressed why that happened.
I remember joking with a friend, like, if Frieza ever shows up, it's like, you mentioned, it's like, yeah, remember Bardock, Goku's dad? The same Goku? I just want them to mention it for no reason from now on. At least at one point, I want them to mention it to a character who it doesn't scale to, just for fun.
We'll get a Yamcha episode.
They could do that like they could technically do that with Cell, because Cell wouldn't be scared for the
Yeah, I
shockwaves.
want it to be Cell. Please be Cell. Just say like Cell
Like,
Max.
while Cell
Scale-
Max
like,
can
that's
scale
not-
to this.
That's Cell
like
Max.
Boomstick
Rip off
himself
Cell.
says, and Boomstick himself just talks about Cell Max and says the Shockwave, and then Wiz just goes Cell Max and Cell.
What? That's ridiculous.
It's so
It's
good.
just Bio
Anyways,
Broly, but
yeah.
it's Cell.
They
this
should
time.
do Cell versus Super Skrull for sure.
They're gonna bring up Super Skrull like scales to this like universal feat, which is matched by Cell Max scaling to this, and it's like, but yeah, that's not really Cell, is it? And then they end it by bringing up how good a character Cell is and how him being weaker is actually super inspirational because he's a child. Think about it. If you had a cell as strong as a Super Skrull, would you even want him? But I guess we do have a cell as strong as Super Skrull. Not quite, but close enough. Actually, who's strongest? Cell Max or Cell X? It's gotta be Cell X, right?
Cell X is probably stronger.
Yeah, it's gotta be
Maybe.
Cell X.
I don't know.
It's like he's like
Piccolo
heroes.
Nabanka has some good scaling.
But like he's Cell X is heroes, right? So I feel like he's gotta be stronger than Cell Max.
Actually, he's Dragon Ball Online.
Your mum's online.
No, she's not. She's outside, idiot.
On a line.
Maybe.
Get owned.
No. Anyways, I think we're done here.
Yeah, I think
pretty
that's
much
good.
wrapped up.
All right, say your goodbyes, as people do on
Bye.
Bye.
the. All right, bye everyone. Fuck off.